Good day, gamers. Today, controlling enemy animations. Let's get started. So this is sort of a difficult one, but I think you'll do well with this. Okay, so last time we created some enemy animations. We need to make some code as well as build some structures that are going to allow us to have Unity basically set up when a certain animation should play. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Let's make sure we've got our enemy selected in our inspector, and let's go here to window, and then let's go ahead to animation, and then we're going to go to animator. Okay, this is going to be we're going to get comfortable with this. These are going to be the different animations that we have associated with this animation controller. So right now we're looking at the animation controller that we had set up last time, and we see here we've got sort of some our animations here. However, we're going to set up what's called a blend tree that's going to basically detect, well, our code is going to send information to the blend tree that's going to govern, like, well, what animation do we want to play? Like, how does the game know when the enemy is going down? How does it know when it's going right versus left? Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing in this lesson. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to right click on any sort of open space, and we're going to say here, create state, and then from new blend tree. Okay. We're then going to click on that blend tree. Actually, we're going to double click on it. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and now that we've got this blend tree select, like just that blend tree up, we're going to click on it again. And now this is what we want to see. Okay. So we are going to, where it says here blend type, we're going to set here to 2D simple, 2D simple directional. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up some parameters, some basically information that's going to be sent to this blend tree that's going to call the different animations depending on which direction our character, or sorry, the enemy is going. So we're going to click on where it says here parameters on the left. Okay. And unfortunately, I already have one in here. So let me see here. Okay, good. We're going to add two parameters. Now, the spelling and the spacing matters here because our code is going to be basically sending information to this animator component. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to click on the plus symbol. We're going to send here. It's going to be, we're going to select float. Okay. Now we can name this. We're going to call this move, capital M, and then capital X. So a space between move and X, and then we're just going to press enter. We're going to do the same thing. Actually, I'll just expand a little bit. Click on the plus symbol, again, a float. And then if we did move X, we're going to do move Y. Okay, so capital M, and then a space between move and then the letter. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up where it says here parameters. We're going to select here move X and move Y. Okay. And now we're going to set up some information like the different animations that we're going to call. So let's go and click on this plus symbol, add motion field. Okay. And we're going to do this a total of 4 times. Okay. So the first one I'm going to do is, let's just get this up here. Okay. So we're going to set it up so that let's do here enemy left. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to select the animation that we created before, enemy left. Okay. So I'm going to just filter it so it's only going to show enemy stuff, and we're going to look here for enemy left. Okay. Now, again, depending on how you spelled these, or like how you did capitalization, that might be slightly different. So here, enemy left. And now we're going to go here where it says position. We're going to position X. We're going to say here negative 0.5. Okay. Negative, I don't know if it matters, but 0.5. Okay. I don't think it matters. Cool. We've got our first animation set up. So it's going to, well, let me set the other ones up. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is enemy right. Okay, so we go here to, let's filter by just enemy. Okay, and then let's go here to enemy right. Okay, position X in this case here is going to be positive 0.5. And we're going to leave position Y blank. Okay, so we did left and right. Let's do up and down. So where it says here, let's go here to again enemy, and let's say here enemy up, and then enemy down. Enemy down. I literally just went by. Excellent, good work. Love to see it. All right. And for enemy, why do I have it set so that enemy up is different from the other ones? There we go. Okay, cool. Anyways, I forgot to set the parameters for enemy up. Okay, so enemy up is going to be 0 as far as position X because it's only detecting if it's going up or down. And then it's going to be positive zero point 0.5. Okay, and then enemy down is going to be 0 for position X, and then it's going to be negative zero point 0.5 going down. Okay, so except I didn't do negative, so let's go ahead and put that in. Cool. So now we should basically have 4 things, and we can actually click on this. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but like this is a way to you see on the left, this is showing different X and Y parameters. This is basically going to, and you can see on the bottom, I've got this little preview of like what animation is going to play. So this is basically set up that we've got it so that we will detect which way, sorry, based upon the parameter of position X or position Y, it's going to play sort of a different animation depending on that. So you can see here it's playing, in this case here, enemy left. In this case here, it's playing enemy down. This is playing enemy right. That is playing enemy up. Okay, cool, neat. But we don't have anything like we haven't done the important work of like sending this information to this this blend tree. Okay, so we need to go ahead, we need to enhance our enemy script so that it can work. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to go to our scripts folder and let's go ahead to our enemy controller. And we're going to first of all be adding some new things because we need to be referencing the animator component. Okay, and we're going to be passing information to that. So first things first, let's go ahead here. We are going to create an animator type variable. So we're going to go here, capital A, animator. I'm going to just increase my size here. Okay. And then we're going to give it the clever variable name of just animator in lowercase, just all lowercase. All right. And then let's go ahead on start. So let's go to our start function here. And then let's go ahead here and we're going to say animator. So there's that variable that we had used before. And I'm actually just going to copy this. We're going to get the component. Okay. It's not going to be here rigid body 2D, but in this case here, it's going to be animator, capital A in this case. All right. And I want to make sure, did I put a, yes, I did do a semicolon at the end. Okay. So again, animator on start, we want to go ahead and we want to go ahead, grab that component because we're going to be working with it in a bit here. Okay. So now let's go to fixed update. All right. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to be working with our enemy movement in terms of vertical movement. So we go ahead here, and if vertical, I'm going to go ahead and put it. Let's see here. Do we want to put it before the position Y or after the position Y? I'm going to go ahead and put it before, and we'll see if we have to fix it then. Okay. So in this case here, we're going to be accessing the animator blend tree that we had created previously. So we're going to say here, so animator, this is accessing that component. Okay, so animator, I'm going to do capital S, set, and then float. Remember, floating point number is going to be something with a decimal. And so when we created those parameters, we set them as not integers, but as floating point numbers because we want to say it's like one point, 0.5 or point whatever. Okay, so set float, and then we're going to go here to parenthesis, and we're going to say here's the first parameter we're going to set. So we're going to we got to put this in quotes move x. All right, and then after the quote, comma, 0. So we want to make it so that like if it's vertical, we want to make sure that the float is never going to be for that we're information we're passing to that blend tree is going to be just 0 because if it's going up and down, it's never going to go left and right. Okay. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to just copy this line here because it's essentially the same. Okay, animator.setFloat, we just did move X, now we're going to do move Y. and then we're going to set it so that the information we put in is direction. Okay, so looking at this variable, it doesn't matter really where we put this because direction is either going to be it's a positive or a negative one. So that's sort of okay. So there we go. So then what we'll do is we'll do the same thing. I'm going to grab these two blocks of code, and then here's that else statement where this is going to deal with horizontal movement. Let's go ahead here. Let's paste that. And then we're going to kind of flip it. So instead of here, set move X is set to 0, we're going to say set the float to Y. And then this is going to be X. And that will then go the direction. So let's go ahead, save that. And let's test. Again, moment of truth. Let's go. Unity. Don't fail me now. Let's see. Any typos, any typos. Okay, so moment of truth came and went. I forgot to set the blend tree as our default state. Okay, so before we created the blend tree, but then let me go here to our animator again. Let's select our enemy. Let's go to animation and then animator, and then we were in the blend tree. Okay, so we're gonna go to sort of our the base layer of our sort of animation controller. Let's click on where it says base layer, and then initially it was set so that the initial state or like what animation should play was set to enemy left. And so no matter what information was being passed to our animation controller, instead of what we wanted to happen happen, instead it was just going to play that enemy left animation. So what we need to do is we need to right click on blend tree, and we're going to set this to set as layer default state. And now when we go here to our game, I set it as vertical, and so we can go here to, I'm actually going to go to my enemy. Right now I've got on, and there you go. So you can see here, vertical works. I'm going to unclick, or where it says vertical, we see here the correct animations are playing. So good stuff. I wish you the best of luck. Rock on.